Warning, this Bleach podcast features many spoilers from the upcoming anime arc, 1000-Year Blood War. So if you've not read the manga, or you do not want to hear spoilers for the upcoming arc, viewer discretion is advised.
What is up? Welcome to Bleach Boys. We are back doing another 5 episodes of the Reigai arc. It continues to be absolute trash. I'm just going to go ahead and throw that out there right at the start. It's not enjoyable. I'm not having fun
I'll be
watching
honest,
it.
I'm pretty sure I fell asleep at some point.
It's just been...
It happens, mate.
I don't even know when it happened. I saw Bay in the first episode, and then afterwards...
It's been a miserable experience watching this arc. They've taken the fun premise of let's have all of these basically duplicates where we can do fun things with, and then let's not do anything fun with them, and let's make it really boring.
There's been a few fun things.
What?
The Yamamoto fight is the best thing that's ever happened.
I don't even think that's been fun. I don't even think that's been fun. They could have been having a cool time with that.
They did. Well, no, they gave us five seconds. That was about the most enjoyable thing in the anime.
Yeah,
so
it's coming down to the time-old classic of Bleach, where the fights just aren't good.
Yeah.
And they try to make them cool, but it's not.
Yeah.
And it's the classic filler problem as well. I'm just going to be really negative this episode.
Okay.
It's the classic filler problem as well, where they can't make any new moves, so they reuse the moves that you just saw.
They used every single one of Hitsugaya this last one, and I was like, Jesus.
They did something creative. They let Rangiku win a fight.
They did.
They did.
And
Yes,
they
yes,
also
did.
fucked Wabisuke with his own power.
Well,
which
they let
was
Rangiku win a
stupid.
fight, and then they let her immediately lose
To
the
Rukia.
fight to Rukia.
Yeah, okay. They couldn't put that on camera either.
Yeah.
So Nemu, a lieutenant, and Rangiku, a lieutenant. Nemu fucking glacked her
Almost instantly.
like it wasn't even a contest.
Yep.
Rangiku, she never fought. Who'd she fight? Just Wabisuke
Izuru.
and just showed
Izuru,
up.
yeah.
And then Rukia was fighting herself, doing pretty good.
She lost to herself.
She lost to herself. And then somehow Rukia Reigai was able to defeat Nemu and Rangiku.
And throw them off the bridge into the water. It was
Next
just
to
like,
each other.
I hope you drown.
And they
I
were
think
able. All three of them were mysteriously able to swim out and just.
It's either they
The
were all
current-
collected
yeah.
and put there, or yes, they all swam.
There's a beaver out there that's just trying to get him into the water.
Rangiku's tits were flotation
And
devices,
so-
and she was just dragged ashore.
So far, I feel like the whole point of the Reigai thing is like, oh, they're stronger, right?
Yeah.
I feel like so far the only one that has had any sort of distinguishable strongerness is Izuru. The only
Yeah.
one. He's
Oh my
the
God.
only one who's been like,
He
oh.
got augmented, remember?
It's like, yeah, he
Yeah.
made my thing instead of twice the times when I hit you with Wabisuke. It's now 10x. And that
He
was
said
like,
up to 10x.
I was
so
like,
it's just-
damn, though.
Yeah,
Damn.
it's
It's
insane.
like, that's really good.
So I thought that the only person that could upgrade your Zanpakuto is the dude in 1000-Year Blood War arc. So
Well, this guy's a Reigai, so, you know, he
Oh.
can just do whatever he wants. It's like,
oh yeah, he's fake.
yeah, it's doing mod souls, so it's whatever.
Also, did you? What? I can't believe you would say we're imposters.
Oh, my fucking
Between that statement and the fucking use of time, I swear to God.
Oh my God, dude.
I just like I kind of get what they're going for, where they're kind of like, yeah, we're imposters. So they're kind of doing something similar to the Zanpakuto Rebellion arc,
Yeah.
where they're like, you guys are just Zanpakutos, but it's like, no, we have wills, like we want to do our
Yeah.
own thing, and they're trying to do the same thing with the Reigai arc,
Yeah.
where yes, we are Reigai, but we want to be real, like we want to be like a thing.
But they don't even want to be the real person. They said no. There's like we're paying homage to them, but like we have our own thing we want to do. Like we
Some of them do.
Yeah,
Because
but,
we don't get to see the end of it. We end right in the middle of it actually. But the Byakuya versus Byakuya is literally there can only be one Byakuya.
Yeah,
and then
that's fair.
they begin to fight. So there are some. It just and it's like
Could we-
it's so inconsistent too, where it's like some
Yeah.
of them withhold the same morals as their person, i.e. Hitsugaya.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
very
like
much
he
so.
was basically his whole goal for fighting, which Hitsugaya versus Byakuya was that he wanted to protect Momo, and he's
Yeah.
like, I'm now stronger than the regular Hitsugaya, so
Yeah.
I can protect Momo.
and then gets galactic.
But then you go to the Momo fight, and the
Oh my
Momos
God, I hated
are
that
okay with fighting Hitsugaya. They feel bad about it, but they're doing it anyways.
that was the most annoying shit ever.
Yeah.
By the way.
Where surely they
And why
would have
were there
had
two of them?
I think they were. I assumed that was going to happen. They kept talking about how he can create these things, and they showed multiple. I think Urahara is. I don't know what he's doing this arc. I don't honestly
no,
don't
he's
know
dumb,
what he's
right?
doing this arc. Yeah, he has been dumbed down incredibly this arc.
He has fucking emotions
And they're
stuff.
they're kind of like
And
so.
an old fucking Apple computer.
Urahara
yeah.
should be the character you don't see a lot of. All right,
Yes.
Yeah.
that should be, and they are showing a lot of him.
Yes.
So it's like it just kind of ruins the I don't know, the smartness of it, where they keep showing him getting outsmarted, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh, it's like, well, what am I doing? What am I
'Cause
watching this?
He's allowing to be art smarter to it's the lose your pawn
Yeah, it's
to
a plot.
get the king kind
Yes,
of thing.
yes, yes.
So he's gasping so that
Yeah.
because we're totally gonna get that what's her face the girl the
Nozomi or whatever her name is.
Nozomi, yeah, fucking yeah.
Yeah, that.
She's not good. There's something bad about her, or there's something weird about her.
Well, I mean,
because
we
Uryu, the guy who can see 14,000 fucking bullets at the same time, he sees something wrong with her.
Well, I think all that is setting up is everybody seems to think that she's a Soul Reaper for some reason.
Yeah.
And she's not. I think that's literally all that's setting up. Is because they keep going like, oh, you haven't used your Soul Reaper powers. That's so fucking weird.
Yeah,
and it's
and then
like,
they're like, oh, you have keto.
And even there was a part, so before the part you're mentioning where Ishida was like, oh, there's something weird about her. Urahara had that same scene happen where he was like staring at her, and then Ichigo was like, oh, put me in. And then he was like, oh, yeah.
That's right.
It was like, oh, yeah, okay, got it. It's like we're really beating each other over the head, which they beat you over the head constantly, by the way. Though the fucking Izuru versus Matsumoto was like, I'm sure you remember what my power does.
My God.
Oh, Wabisuke, it doubles the. It's like I fucking get
it.
It
has no effect on
it
mine.
felt like I was watching
As
Yu-Gi-Oh!
if
And they
they
were doing
fall.
Pot of Greed. I just
Yeah.
felt like, oh my God, I've heard this a million times.
But that shit's a meme at
It's
this
just
point.
like, oh, you know what Wabisuke does? Yes. And they even go to the point, oh, it causes them to collapse at the knee. And
As
then
if in
you-
penitence.
Wabisuke
Hence the
agreed.
name.
I'm just like, please stop. Take me out of my misery, please.
That's how they started our 5
Yeah,
episodes,
it's
mate.
Like, I just cannot. And it's the matchups that they keep picking are so lame-o too.
Yeah.
There was one kind of part where it's like, so they set up a Chad versus a Renji fight, and Josh is gonna be like, oh, Chad's fucking done.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, but Chad trained with Renji, so it's actually like a kind of cool thing. But then Renji just shows up.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
and then
just-
still helps him out.
Yeah, and then she's like, oh, okay, so then the fight's over then.
But Chad actually did good
Yes,
against Renji.
yes.
He did not need Renji there.
yeah,
He was
and
going to wreck him with the left
well,
arm.
that's why it's like it ruins the whole point of like this I'm slightly stronger thing when you just 2v1. It was like that.
Which was the whole anime. They would never allow that shit.
Yeah, you could solve so many problems if we just went through Bleach 2v1ing fights.
Yes.
You could solve so many problems.
Well, not the Yamamoto, but
Yeah,
we got
you
a
could-
3v1
yeah.
that shit and might be, you know.
But it's just, there's certain ones where it's just like, so Unohana, they very clearly don't know. Like,
Yeah.
they don't know what
I don't
to
think
do.
anyone knew
And
about
it's
her.
like, it looks, the Unohana parts look real bad. Like, with
Yeah.
what we know with the 1,000-Year Blood War, it looks real bad because they keep going like, so basically she gets conned and like, oh my God, Isane has been already taken over by a Reigai. Who would have known? And then Unohana fights for once, actually does some cool shit, and then dips.
Yeah.
And the reasoning is, oh, no one else would be able to heal. It's like,
Yeah.
it's like, bitch, she would take all three of you on if she
Yeah.
decided
She
to.
murdered the whole room.
Like, she would take herself, she would take
But-
Isane, and she would take that guy.
To your point, the Reigai version of her should be fucking cannibalistic because
Yeah.
they're supposed to be
Yeah.
more aggressive.
Well, and that's the same thing. So, I mean, we talked about this last time, that it doesn't make any sense that the Reigais are not using their full powers. It makes no
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
So, like, even at the beginning of this one, I think we saw the tail end of the Yumichika, like the boys getting fucked up
Yeah,
in the
they
forest.
were just being choked.
Yumichika, the Reigai version, was using the slandered version of his
Yeah.
Zanbakuto. Like, he wasn't
I
going
think
full.
that makes sense.
It doesn't make sense. Why does the Reigai care?
because it's the same person.
But they should be full aggro. Who
no,
cares?
but they still have the same like, oh, I don't want to show my shit.
What does he care?
I think it because it's him. It's
And
still
then
him.
the regular Ikaku's not using his Bankai, even though his guy is using his Bankai. It's
well, he's
all
dumb.
fucking over
We
the
know
place.
Ikaku's dumb.
It just makes no
Yeah.
sense why these people aren't using full power. It makes no sense.
Um,
And it's like, why, and an example as well, if the fucking the 3 Reigais, because Unohana shows up, are fighting
yeah,
Head Captain Yamamoto, why are they not going Bankai or whatever? Why are they not using any
because
sort of
we
more
don't
powers
have
than
that written in the context.
It's ridiculous. It's
Yeah.
ridiculous to take. They are not using full power. It's so. And then anybody who
Are you
has
expecting Ukitake to go fucking God hand?
well, anybody who has used
he
full
gets
power
turned into it,
previously is doing it. Like,
yeah.
fucking, we see goddamn Hitsugaya snowflake bullshit happen.
Oh, well,
And
that
it's-
was because we saw it 10 episodes
Yeah,
ago.
I know. That's what I'm saying. It just it's so like, I don't know. I just keep getting hit over the head where it's like, wow, this is so unimpactful. I do not give a fuck.
Sam hasn't brought it up yet. I know he's probably shat on this a whole lot. At one point, he sees Byakuya versus Hitsugaya, which could have been a good fight. It could have been.
Yeah, yeah.
It was interesting. There was some cool shit that
Yeah.
happened. Hitsugaya is now getting juked by fucking Byakuya because he did the fucking flower petal thing,
Yep.
and Sam just said, I fucking hate this arc. And he just starts, it's like a maniacal cackling laughter as he slides in his chair and accepts fucking willful defeat.
It's just like, and it's I'm just Josh, his case. So Josh, we were talking in the middle of it.
Yeah.
Josh has seen like the tail end, like the last
Yes.
fight, right? He saw
Yeah,
last fight.
that's what he said.
And he has already said it's good. Last fight's good.
Yeah.
But it's like, my God, the stuff that we're watching right now is so fucking miserably boring. Like, Josh got up to go to the bathroom one time. I was like, let me see how many more episodes of this. There's
Oh,
like
yeah, we
fucking
did check.
30
There's
episodes
30
of this
episodes
filler arc
left.
left.
No,
Like,
wait,
there-
so was Fullbring only like 10 episodes?
There's so many.
Yeah.
Well, there's so many episodes left of this fucking thing, and it's insane.
It's really bad. Like, I don't even even know what they're gonna fill it with.
How about we talk about what was our least favorite part? What was the worst part? Because I've got one. Fucking Hitsugaya running from Momo. That was the laziest shit I have ever seen in my life.
So we're talking. Okay, so real Hitsugaya is running around.
Yes,
right? He's sensing everybody's fighting. State of emergency.
Stupid.
Gotta find the main bad guy. You would think very important.
They're talking about fucking what's his face's Kagerosa's location, as if everyone was given a GPS location.
Well, Hitsugaya specifically is like, I need to find Kagerosa. Okay, that's specifically what he's saying. And
but they were like, go to his location. I'm like, well yeah. How does everyone know this?
Go to his location. Go find it. Go figure it out.
I just think
it's on his GPS.
But okay,
so that's just a moot point.
Yes.
So basically, he's running around and he's straight up narrating, I need to find Kagerosa because there's lots of battles going on. I need to end this. And then he sees Momo. Momo is sitting on top of a roof.
Hey girl, what's
she's
up?
just having such a great time.
She turns, smiles at him, and he's like, oh, there's not a state of emergency going on. What's up, Momo? Like, how's it going?
Yeah, if it was Rangiku, he'd be like, what the fuck are you doing,
mate?
Get to work.
Rangiku would have got fucking yelled at. And then it's like, we go to fight we do the Momo thing. And the moment it showed Momo, Josh was like, oh, yeah.
Because we knew it was going to be Reigai.
It is so stupid. It was just,
the
moment this fucking Momo thing came out, this is the lowest hanging fruit in the whole fucking world.
Yes.
I cannot be bothered with this.
And they wowed me with how bad it was.
So boring. It's like, we basically had the same exact fight happen in the very first Soul Society arc, where the whole thing was like Momo shows up to stop Hitsugaya because he thinks that he killed Aizen.
Yes.
And
she's annoying as fuck.
Yeah, and Hitsugaya's like, well, I can't fight you, Momo. Now we have to watch it again.
I'm specifically talking about the scene after he gets stabbed, and then they're running on the rooftop.
And he's like juking them, going, ha ha.
She's like, oh, fuck, I can barely walk. And she's just like, oh, I'm gonna get you. Like, fucking grab ass. That was so fucking lame. But the only thing that they did is ooh, we didn't know there was going to be a Reigai, except everyone knew it was going to be a Reigai at the first one. It's 2 Reigai. We doubled down.
I like that part.
I did like that part. It was the only thing they could do with that situation to make it like, wow.
It's Momo. What are they going to do with her?
But this is bullshit at this point, because why the fuck would you make 1 Reigai of every goddamn captain then? Just send 10 Kenpachi in and fucking end it.
I'm sure there's some sort of a
you know what happened? He was playing Bleach Brave Souls and he rolled and he got 2 Momos.
Yeah,
that's what happened.
What do I do with these shit 3
He
stars?
mentioned something about having to collect a certain amount of reishi by when you go through this in Kaimon. So there is a potential. I obviously don't know. I'm going to try and write them out here. There is a potential that Momo is so weak that he was able to get a lot of
for the sample he got.
For her to go through the Senkaimon sometime?
He didn't need a lot of the reishi from Momo because she's a bitch. So
got you.
She's
not. She's super strong. The Keto. Remember when she showed up to fight the Chimera guy at the island?
The one fight. Yeah, she was great.
She got juked.
Was great.
But
so, I think I don't know.
never went through the
It does make no sense why he's not cranking out more. They are setting up where Yamamoto is asking both Kiraku and Ukitake, where it's like, what are you guys really doing? Because you can tell they're not really up. They're up to something else.
Yeah.
And Kiraku, the Reigai version, is straight up like, we can't tell you right now.
Yeah.
So there is they are
secret.
setting up that there is some sort of a side goal they're waiting on. There's no excuse to not have multiple captains running around, aside from the fact that it seemed like the initial goal of the arc, right, was to stealthily take over Soul Society. But now all hell is broken loose, and he's still not doing it.
They probably just read Secret Invasion and they're like, oh, we got to do it this way.
Yeah. Okay, so the fucking another I cannot.
We just don't even want to finish it.
The Kenpachi versus Kenpachi fight was the most obvious boring thing I've ever seen in my life.
What did we say? It was going to be cackling, a lot of slashing
cuts,
and I'm really going to enjoy this.
It's just it just doesn't make sense in Kenpachi's character, where they first meet and the Reigai and him was like, oh, I'm cool if I lose to you. It's like, no, you're not cool if I lose to you. It's like, what the fuck is this?
And Kenpachi straight up died.
Yeah, and then they show halfway through, it's like, oh, actually, I'm not. It's like, yeah, well, no shit, you're not. It's like, I could have fucking figured that out from a mile away, and then he finished it with a 2-hand slash.
They probably
again.
remembered. They're like, I hate to lose. Got to write that in the script.
See, if that's another full aggro thing that should have happened. If Kenpachi Reigai didn't go fucking 2-hand from the get-go, they ripped off Eye Patch right at the beginning. He should have gone fucking 2-hand. He would have actually been aggro, but it's because
according to what you said earlier,
exactly,
they just have their personality.
Yes, exactly. They have the same personality, so they don't want to use that ability.
But the personality should be tuned up to be aggro, so they should be doing it anyway.
No, he's just stronger in general.
Well, they say they're more aggressive. They literally said that at the beginning. The Reigai are way more aggressive. So it's like they should be going, oh, we're going to fight. two-hand, let's go.
Yes,
And then the
exactly.
regular Kenpachi would be like, ooh, I didn't know we were doing that.
That's not fair,
It's
mate.
like, I thought we were going to crank this. Like, I know I said crank it up, but I only meant crank it up to
Mate.
like a 9.
Did you see what I did to that guy last time?
It's like, I didn't mean to go full 11. It's like, oh, my bad.
But they did make the animation fire.
It got a little
I mean,
better.
it's been
but
standard
like-
ever since the last bit of Bleach.
It got better. No,
But
there was,
ever
like-
since they changed the animation, it's been standard. It's
that's fair.
nothing in this was that Aizen level. Nothing in this was that Shuhei level.
That's not fair.
Nothing was that, but that's like turning it up. Nothing was
No.
that. And these fights have been the same thing where like the Hitsugaya does the fucking flying dash to go kill Byakuya,
Insert
and he's just
character.
like PowerPoints across the
Yes.
screen just holding the swords. Like, this is so boring and lame.
Yeah.
It's like, I do not care about it. Kenpachi versus Kenpachi was dumb. Kenpachi versus Soifon was dumb. Komamura
Komamura
showing up was dumb.
Komamura in general is dumb.
Yeah, Komamura.
Oh,
Like
God.
at one point he stops. So they're going through the Reigai. Okay, they're about to get sucked up by they're following the cleaner. They're about to get sucked up by whatever the juices are. All right,
Yes, the
whatever the
restrictive
slime.
current.
The
Yes,
cleaner
The
current.
restrictive current. Yes, the restrictive current. And Komamura is like, "Don't worry, guys, I got it." Goes Bankai, immediately gets swallowed up. Like, it doesn't stop it for a second. And it's just
It's not even we're trying to fucking make fun of it. He goes, yeah, and it's around him
Yeah.
in seconds.
What did he think? It's like water.
But it was so big. That was his whole ass Bankai that
it's
just
the
got
dumbest
absorbed.
thing I've ever
I
seen.
would lose hope
And it's like, you would
immediately.
think you would go with some sort of maybe a blast towards it first. So
Yo,
like, you know,
yes,
or
Stabby McGee.
something else aside from throwing your body into it would have been, that's probably the worst option you
So-
could have picked.
In reality, he doesn't have a sword anymore, right?
Komamura.
It got eaten up.
I mean, yeah, I suppose. And then I also want to mention, so fucking Rangiku in her fight, she gets her sword about, I think he said it's time 1000.
Yes.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's like he said it's 1 ton.
Do we
So
want to talk
she
about the
ends
10
up
seconds before that?
she ends up trapping Izuru with his like basically like Izuru was just so dumb in this fight, and he's normally dumb, but he was
Yes.
incredibly dumb in this fight. He basically goes to slice Rangiku, and she's holding a pole.
The pullback.
And
the pullback.
she somehow has her cloth over the pole, and it's like, oh wow, I didn't know that was a fucking pole because you put your dumb scarf over it. How would
Yeah.
I not have seen that?
Yep.
Tink.
So he hits it, the pole falls down, it traps his sword. And Rangiku then runs over and grabs up her sword, which would still be times 1000.
She just touches it.
No, she literally picks it up.
No,
No,
she
she
did.
she,
No,
she
it's-
grabs it by the hilt and does the thing.
She picks, so she does, she picks it up by the hilt. She does it like, gets rid of the part.
Okay.
The hilt would still be times 1000.
That's she does swing it.
Yes, it would still
Oh.
be times 1000. She should not be picking that up.
I mean, it's like she should be. I know she held it for a few seconds.
Yeah, she
before
shouldn't be
dropping
picking that
it.
shit
but
up.
earlier, like she held it for a
Also,
few
wouldn't-
seconds.
Wouldn't her scarf got
Yeah,
hit
but that's
too,
the
right?
fucking Bleach reveal. It's
Yeah.
like oh, my sword's still good. No, actually, I
That's a good
times
point.
1000, and then it drops. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, we waited for the explanation. That's
yeah,
how my power
that's
works.
a good point. Oh, I don't like how her power or her sword did not accept that ability. Like whenever he uses it on her, it didn't work on her sword. She's
Well, it's like, why is she so dumb when she basically gets hit the first few times? She's like, oh, you don't remember? It doesn't work on my sword. Yeah, maybe in ash form, you dumb bitch. Why didn't you go ash form? Why are we still holding the sword?
yeah, I don't know. Well,
She should know from the beginning.
why? Okay,
She is literally the perfect counter to this Izuru thing because it's ash.
Yes.
And she literally stays in sword form. It's like,
or fucking Zenbo Sakura.
are we memeing?
Yeah, it's budget Senbon and Sakura.
Yes, just any of the fucking. Just make it a bajillion.
It was just, it felt
I did like him getting juked. That was funny though.
No, it wasn't, because that's stupid. You would have to be blind, deaf, and dumb.
How do you push a bajillion ton fucking pole forward?
It tipped over.
Yeah, it tipped.
She didn't
How?
push it. It was
she
already-
held it for a
She
second.
was holding it like this and then let go.
Well, you didn't know the explanation thing when
And it's
she
a
held
po-
the sword for a whole
Okay,
second after
so-
it got hit.
So 2 questions. Okay. So how did it not? How did she be able to push it over? And I think it's the reveal thing where it takes a few seconds for his shit to kick in. And when her sword dropped on the floor, it went through several floors. How did a pole, which goes, it's gonna be like a drill bit. It's gonna go straight through the fucking ground.
It's not a fucking lightsaber, Josh. It's not
no,
gonna go through the
but
ground.
it's good. That's
How
fucking,
do-
oh my god.
How does the building stay on the ground if it's so heavy? That's basically what you just said.
no, it's fucking surface
Josh,
area. It's
it would
spread out.
not- If you were to drop a pole, it's not just gonna. Let's say you get.
It's gonna impale the ground.
Let's say you get a 1,000-pound pole. Okay. If it's already standing, it'll tip. It's like a tree. A tree isn't just gonna go straight into the ground.
No.
What are you saying?
If you put fuck you. If you put it on a piece of
guy.
fucking no. If you had like foam, okay, foam.
But
Yeah,
it's
but
not
it's
foam.
concrete.
It's
literally
concrete
the earth.
has a fucking weight
it was
limit.
literally the earth. There's no
Liter-
concrete. It was a construction site.
It was a construction site.
So they already have mega heavy poles there.
And
so what?
So her sword's supposed to be able to blow through all that shit
The
already.
sword went through the building they were creating. You notice how it stopped on the ground? Do you notice how it stopped on the ground and it didn't go to the core, to the molten core, to Loser Zanbakuto?
and it should have.
That's the
If
dumbest
we had
thing I've
physics,
ever heard.
no, it's physics.
Oh my god.
You guys are fucking bullshitting me.
So you're telling me if you drop a cannonball off something, it's gonna go all the way down to the core, is what you're saying? Right
I'm
now.
not saying no. I'm saying if you drop a cannonball,
Yes.
like if it was a tube cannonball, it would not hit the ground, not break the fucking ground, and then when it fell forward, it would break the fucking ground.
What do you? It didn't
when it
break
would
the
go
ground,
forward.
though.
But it didn't fall, Josh. It was
It
already
broke the
on
ground
the
when
ground.
it fell
The
forward.
pole literally smashed his sword down. That's it.
And there was a crater in the ground.
There was not, because there was stuff there that it fell on. There was like wood already there. So it fell, it leaned over, trapped his sword. I don't know where, I don't even think, and if you think about it, what it hit first was Izuru's sword. So
Yes.
really the discussion is why didn't Izuru's sword even break at that point if it's so heavy?
It didn't break.
If we're
I agree.
If
I
we're
don't-
going,
I'm-
if we're
there's
going
a
into
lot
the
of physics
core,
that have
if we're
gotten
going into
thrown
the
out
core,
the
why didn't it
fucking
break
door.
the sword? Why didn't it break the
It
sword?
should have.
That's the dumb.
He also tried to pick it up after. Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Why didn't he release it?
I told you he's blind, deaf, and dumb. He's so dumb in this
He
fight.
could have just said, "Okay, well, just put your head
It's
back,
like
mate."
you can see she wraps the scarf around this pole. You can see it's a pole.
And it was an accident.
Yeah,
She went to
so
pick her
stupid.
scarf up and grabbed a pole.
Yeah,
How
you-
did-
That was the dumbest thing.
it's
She
so
I-
dumb.
that was the dumber part. I agree.
Yeah.
How
Yeah.
do you grab a pole? Like, oh, my scarf.
Oh,
it's
my
stuck
scarf,
under.
hang on.
If
I've
Josh
been
had
wearing this
Izuru's
for
ability,
millions
he'd be
of
tapped
years.
him like, "Oh, joke's on you. Your sword's gonna go to the molten core now." And then he'd be like, "Wait, why is it just stuck in the ground?"
And you would be mad if the physics
Why is
fucking
it just
worked
stuck
that
in
way.
the ground?
I'm going to become good at physics simulations, and I'm going to fucking do this scene.
Bitch, it's not gonna work.
Oh
That's-
my!
2 hours later.
Ugh. Okay. Well, I don't know. I don't even know anything else happened. Yamamoto's still fighting. Looks like he's gonna lose next episode. Fucking who cares about whatever else. Soifan somehow is going to lose against Komamura, which would make no sense because Komamura should get stabbed twice and it should be game over.
Yes.
Same thing with Kenpachi. Should get stabbed twice and it would be over.
Yes.
Yoruichi shows up, one-shots Momo. Both
Both of
Momos.
them.
Both Momos.
Roundhouse
And they
kicks
literally
both of
die.
them. Hitsugaya gets stabbed 3 times in the stomach and he walks
yeah.
off totally fine.
He gets stabbed, slashed a couple
I mean,
times,
he's
and
got
then
a hole
double
in his
slap.
gut already.
And Yoruichi just lets him leave as
Yep.
well and just is like, "Hey, you're just a little naive." And then Hitsugaya's like, "Yeah, I got something to do." And then just runs off.
And then Crip walks off.
yeah.
Just totally leaves. Makes no fucking sense.
But the hand wound on Byakuya, that was scary because you see how much blood was falling on the ground?
Yeah. They
Manliest
almost
thing
made
ever,
a
though.
bigger deal out of Byakuya catching a sword with his hand than they did
Yes.
with Hitsugaya bleeding out
Yes.
profusely
Yep.
everywhere. Like, where is Hitsugaya going to go?
Yeah.
Where is his next game plan?
See,
Bankai and he's gonna fly.
if this was a serious anime where they like made actual killer ass moves, he would die in a corner like 5 feet down. Like you would be like, "Yeah, I've got something to do."
Or why
They would
doesn't he
pretend
just,
to be
like,
okay.
freeze his wounds? Like,
I have to think that there's like some reason like there because he's a captain, he has spiritual pressure that's like insane, and he doesn't die from wounds.
also, why does only Kenpachi ever use the "my spiritual pressure is so high you can't cut me"? Why is he the only one that ever uses that?
'cause he-
Surely you would think the difference in Momo to Hitsugaya would be
Didn't
pretty
someone else do it too?
insane.
No, I don't think anyone else has
Well,
really been able to
Kenpachi
do
did it.
I know he did, but I thought
so
someone
did
else
other
did.
Kenpachi.
Mm.
It was a double Kenpachi did it in this fucking episode. But it just makes no sense. Why doesn't everybody else do that? Like, why?
I like how the first attack they get cut, but the second
Yeah.
attack is when they choose to use the.
so maybe
the
it's like a
Hero.
focus thing. I don't
yeah,
know. But
that's
it's
what
like,
I was thinking too.
Surely you would assume that Hitsugaya, after getting stabbed the one time from Momo, will be like, "Oh, I'm just gonna focus and not get stabbed
Yeah.
anymore." It's all over the fucking place.
Yeah, I don't get his mentality in the terms of, like, I get not wanting to hurt her. Totally
Yeah.
fine. You are still a captain. You should be able to flee.
But
Yeah,
it should
but
also
totally.
be-
And they always say he's naive about it.
It should be one of those things too, where he found out she was a reigais almost instantly.
Yeah.
And that should have been a instantaneous. Okay, cool. You're not the actual Momo. I'm an adult. I can put that together.
Yeah, he grabbed it and he's like, "You wouldn't hurt me." And
Yeah.
then she's like, "Oh, but I will." And
Yeah.
then
Yeah, he's got the.
It should have been instantaneous. Oh, you're a reigais. Cool, got it.
Yeah.
And it's just, it makes no sense.
He's got
It-
the Hughes effect, Hughes from Full Metal Alchemist turns around, sees his
So,
wife, boom,
okay,
gets shot.
if
he
he
just
does,
literally
he should be
needs to be an adult about it and be like,
Yeah.
"Oh, this isn't actual the real Momo."
dead. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
And he walk away.
Or like, why isn't he then concerned if they were able to get Momo as like a reigais? Where's the actual Momo?
in the fucking
What?
no, in the precipice world, her body is
Yeah.
just laying there.
Why
No
is he
one
not
cares
concerned
about
about
her.
that?
And it's gonna be an army of Momos.
Oh,
because
God.
he's just sat her
Yeah,
in there.
Oh, we're all fucked with an army of Momos. Oh my God, what are we gonna do?
The amount
Show
of
her a picture of
seagulls.
Aizen, man. Show her a
Dude.
picture of Aizen.
Yeah, be a flock of seagulls coming by.
Why did they use that as her
I have
sound?
no fucking idea.
It's not even clever. It's not even disguised.
It's annoying every time.
I just could.
time.
I never
It's
noticed
Momo.
it.
We just dislike her.
It's just,
But
it's
why
like,
a seagull?
They made her annoying. They made her sword sound annoying. Where it's like
She has a cool sword.
Shuei's got the cool. It's like same thing with Kisuke. Has got
Yes.
the cool. it's like those are great sound effects.
Yes. Sound
And then they
effects.
pulled a goddamn seagull sound
Yeah.
effect for goddamn Momo. What the hell?
And we also get the cool effects from fucking Ukitake where it's like,
Yep.
oh, we see the
Yep.
chain of command. Fucking dope.
They just for some reason decided to put all of the bad things on Momo, and they're like, I just don't understand why nobody likes Momo. I just don't get it.
If I was ever murdered by a flock of seagulls that said I'm sorry after stabbing me multiple times and saying it's not my fault,
and they also keep setting up with the Momo fight. We're like, oh, we don't really want to do this. You don't understand. It's like, well, what am I not understanding?
What the
It's
hell
like,
do you
Yeah.
want to do?
Can you explain it? We would be if they were really legitimately doing something good. I think most of the captains would be like, well, we won't get Central 46 involved.
Yeah.
But yeah, well,
I'm surprised they haven't killed Central 46 yet.
so
It makes no sense.
I think our failure was my fault on this because I came up with a better idea than the anime would ever write.
He did.
Yeah.
It was Ukitake goes to get Shunsui out of jail, and Central 46 is a bunch of dumb assholes.
As always.
And he somehow has the code, which is even weirder when we
It's
find
like
out
20
the split.
button presses, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
They're just having a full blown
He's
conversation.
like, hold
It's
on,
like,
let me hack into this.
Yes, just remember, it's just like my birthday, Yamamoto's birthday. They walk out, and then fucking Shunsui slashes Ukitake.
Yep.
And then the other Ukitake is just sitting there like, yeah, nice, mate. And he has the fucking the signal on, or what, the bracelet or whatever.
Yeah.
And I said, oh, what if he just had Shunsui slash the real one? He stole the bracelet because he's a smart captain.
Because then they also said it before that he just met up with Unohana, and
Yeah.
Unohana was telling him, like, hey, I'm going to go do my research. And Ukitake was like,
Yeah.
I'm going to do my own thing.
And instead, he gets slashed and is never going to be seen again from
You would
the fucking
assume
rest
he's
of
a
the
cool
anime.
captain and would have figured that out,
Yeah.
but I guess not.
And Yamamoto from the get-go, he's like, oh, I could sense your killing intent. Like, how does he not... Ukitake is raised by that man,
Yeah.
and he doesn't have the same, like, oh, you're going to slash me, mate. He didn't even see the other Ukitake?
Yeah, I don't know.
And it could have been. We were like, oh, it's a fake. He's now reversed because Rukia did that.
They also keep showing that these fake things are wearing this bracelet, where it's like...
Yeah.
The bracelet and the eyes, but then they choose to show the eyes
But
only
it's like,
when they
I
want
would
to.
assume the eyes are kind of like a... Like, I don't know, like, here's for the audience
Yeah.
thing.
Yes, that's
yeah,
exactly
makes
it.
a lot of
But it's like,
sense.
why, if you're making a stealth army, are you giving them all the same bracelet? Like, why are we giving them a distinguisher?
Hey,
Like, that's
everybody,
stupid.
we had a captain's
gonna get that
meeting and we
explained,
just...
right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
There's
We
got to
decided
be
to
some
give
sort of, because we
everybody
do also
bracelets.
find out too that the main bad guy is using like the technology of the like this Enkaimon pathway to kind of do some of the time stopping stuff.
But his sword still does time
yeah,
stop, right?
Yeah.
like Unohana basically calls him as like, oh, this is why you're able to use those abilities and those powers
Yeah.
because you're using like the technology you learned from this Enkaimon. It's like, well, yeah, kind of. I've been kind of
So-
doing that.
So he's just been reprogramming his fucking
Yeah.
I
Zanpakuto the whole
think-
time.
If we're gonna go off the assumption, because I've seen the final fight, I don't have any context for it whatsoever.
Okay, sure.
But I think if we're going off the thing of what's her fucking face, the girl,
Yes.
you're thinking she's not a real Soul Reaper, she's something else.
Yeah.
I think he is too. He's not a real Soul Reaper, and he's using somebody else's Zanpakuto. And it could
okay.
be the fucking dude that they keep
I
showing.
was thinking that for a little
It's
bit.
the guy that's
the,
just
the
fucking
crippled
crippled.
dude.
Well, I'm
yeah,
almost
that's-
100% that's the main bad guy. So
Yeah.
The main bad guy is the guy in the cripple
guy,
chair.
Yeah, he's gonna absorb the girl's soul.
So what's the fucking
I don't fucking
hunchback
know.
I
dude?
don't know. Maybe that's his Zanpakuto. It got released.
Yeah,
Oh,
Muramasa 2.0.
no.
Let's go.
That's
They're
true.
already stealing so many nods, you know. And also, by the way, they don't show like it's weird that this is like we talked about before. It's following kind of like the bounce setup where they're trying to make it seem like it is
Yeah.
canon, you know.
Yeah. There's repercussions in this world.
When did they just decide to get rid of the other mod souls? Like
Yeah, they didn't come
Oh,
in at
yeah,
all.
they
they've
were
been
in
there.
the series for the
Like
the
the
whole
first
time
half,
up
right?
until like when they went to Hueco They were in the series.
I think they
And-
were in there after too. I feel like there was one filler arc or two. No,
I don't think so.
No, they just never.
But
got
I'm
brought
talking
back
like
up.
canon wise. Like they were like put in like canon
Oh, got
episodes.
you.
And they just disappear. They're just not in this arc at all. They
Oh,
get
yeah.
mentioned about mod souls, and they're just like, fuck those guys. Who knows where they went?
I think they've
They
written
kind of hope
themselves.
they hope that you forgot about them.
Yeah, I think they wrote themselves into a hole. Because okay, imagine this.
Yeah.
We got that one time where all the captains they did the pan shot where like
Yeah.
and they kept switching. Imagine every fucking time they're in Karakura Town, they have to fucking add the 3 mod souls.
Well,
That'd
it's
be
like
the
they kept-
worst, right?
They kept talking about like, you know, so Ichigo decides he's gonna go to the Soul Society, and he's like, I'm gonna help even though I'm losing my powers. And Cone is like, no, you need to stay here and like
Yeah.
protect everybody because
like he's fucking told to do and is
Yeah.
assigned to do.
Cone is straight up like, yo, is like, Chad, Uryu, and Orihime ain't gonna cut it, bud. It's like
While they're in the room.
It's
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
It's like, you're gonna need to stay here and help. And Ichigo's like, nah, I gotta go. you
Yeah.
know? But that would have been the perfect time where it's like, oh, we got Matsuo Squad. It's like they can help out. It's like
Yeah.
they at least a little bit of something because they've helped out before
Yeah,
in
they can stall
fights.
for time.
Yeah, totally. And it's like they're just gone. They're just they
you
don't
say
mention
time?
them. Don't know.
Yes.
Don't know what happened to them.
But
lastly,
Ichigo going to the fucking Soul Society is wrong, right? Like he shouldn't.
No, he should.
What do you
think?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
can. I mean, he can.
But it's
absorb-
like you would ultimately assume. So I don't know. So Ichigo is trying in his mind, right? He wants to go defeat the main boss.
Mm-hmm.
But really, you should know, and he does know. I'm almost 100% he knows that he told him he's gonna come after Nozomi. Like
Yes,
he straight
exactly.
up told
Yeah.
him. So it's like surely for him, he would just have to sit here and wait. Like
Exactly.
Like I'll just sit here and wait. And especially if let's say I'm slowly decaying and I'm losing my powers.
Exactly.
I'll just sit here and wait. Alternatively, you could say, "Hey, I'm slowly decaying. Just send me in there. Let me go balls to the walls, and we'll just see what happens. I'll just
Yeah.
nuke. I'll just nuke. You know."
That would be funny.
it works,
Yeah,
it
apparently
works.
he can
He
do
does
that.
Mugetsu
where he
again.
goes against 6 fucking lieutenants, and it's like, okay, we remember the scene at the fucking execution site where he jukes everyone,
Yeah.
and that's funny now. He legit still does this in the filler arc where it's
Yeah.
just like, hey, you know what? You're like, what, 5 lieutenants, and it's Shuei's in there too,
Yeah.
so he should at least put up some of a fight, and then Rukia. And then they're just like, you know what? We're going to cut that all out because we don't want to explain that either.
Yeah, he has that scene where basically he goes full power and instantly blasts all of them.
Not even mask.
Yep. And then he goes into the Soul Society when he arrives, immediately gets chucked into the fucking other world. Just like
Yeah,
later.
yeah.
It's
Okay,
like,
that was kind of funny,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like-
it was great.
I like, and I was super sad because it was like we were kind of thinking, like, do you think he's gonna get like a reigais? Because
Yeah.
that would be kind of cool. Like,
Yeah.
but then I'm thinking in my head, we already have White Ichigo,
Yeah.
and he's 10 times better than anything. Having 2 Ichigos on screen would be unfucking bearable.
And like we
Or
already
break the
kind
world.
of, I don't
Yeah.
know, we kind of did that with like the Zangetsu versus Ichigo thing.
Yeah.
Tobel arc. Like, that's already been there, done that.
Oh, you saying that we can't reuse ideas in this?
Well, they're already doing it, so they can just help themselves.
Yeah.
I am glad that he did kind of get like sucked in. Like I kept waiting for him to break out and like
Yeah.
continue fighting. When it closed, I was like, oh, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And like they showed he's in the precipice world. It's like cool. It's like we're
Urahara was not. Oh,
we're-
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Mate,
He's
you
like,
can't be doing
"What?"
that.
Ichigo just disappeared, motherfucker.
So did he just? If I'm the main bad guy or the pseudo main bad guy, and I can control literally fucking time and the precipice world, which is literally fucking time itself,
Yes.
why don't I just send him to like 14th century?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
like I brought it
Or
up.
even send him to the future. Like just get him out of here. Like
yeah,
who
it's
cares
like,
where he
oh,
goes?
fucking
Yeah.
you all
Oh,
won.
If he
Welcome,
comes out
bitch.
200 years later, I'm gonna be strong as hell. It's like you can go have fun.
And it would have. I would have loved if he did do that, and
Yeah.
he had told himself, "Oh, I'm gonna have to do this first. Like in Chain of Command, I'm gonna have to fight Ichigo,
Yeah.
and then I'll come back 50 years later and do all this other
Well,
shit."
how cool would it have been, like if
Time
this
traveling.
was one of the times, where it was an Elseworld story and they did do time travel.
And this is how they led up to it.
instead
'Cause
they
that would be-
decided to make this a canon one, and now nothing fun is allowed to happen. So
Exactly.
it's-
Yeah.
We could have. I said it there. It's like we could have seen young man Yamamoto.
Yeah.
Because I literally only think when I think young man Yamamoto, it is a literal fucking Harley Davidson biker gang. There is.
Pulls up,
it's
sleeveless,
not just a
just
bunch of yakuza
sleeveless.
walking in with
Yeah.
swords. He's literally going across a desert with fucking motorcycles and a bunch of random.
and Sasuke.
Yeah.
He's in his side cart.
the boy.
And Central 46 is in like one of those fucking buses. Like,
Yeah,
that
it's
will
just
be there
like
in 20
we
minutes.
complain about this a lot, where it's just it's a filler thing. Where once again, this is the one time after the Mount arc they decided not make this an Elseworld story.
Yeah.
and it becomes so boring.
Yeah.
so
and
boring.
they're doing it to themselves.
Yeah.
And it's like nothing official can happen to anybody because it's canon.
Yeah.
It's like it's anime canon.
It's anime
Yeah,
canon.
yeah.
And you know what's weird is I came over last night and we did joined your live stream where you're
Yeah.
cleaning the room and we were talking about Naruto's intro
Mm-hmm.
section versus Bleach's. And you brought up the Zabuza fight was 20 bajillion times better than the whole
Yeah.
fucking Soul Society arc.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, goddamn, and they did nothing special
Yep.
in this one either.
It's just like the difference between the two is just that like Naruto fight scenes are actual fights.
Yeah.
and Bleach fight scenes are like philosophical fights.
but
with a couple
it's not like
flashes in between.
Naruto lacks the philosophical
I know
argument.
Talk No Jutsu is a meme. It's like
and it's straight from that.
Yeah.
Bleach doesn't have that.
It's weird. I don't know. I feel like they've just got the most boring people on the writing staff.
Yeah.
And they just they all nobody is saying anything. They're
I
just
think-
like, oh yeah, that's a great idea.
I
That's a
think
great
all
idea.
Bleach is hype beast shit. It's like
Yeah.
Pretty
I'm literally
much.
a captain.
Yeah.
And let me just flex and that's all they have to do cuz
Yeah.
in Naruto they don't just this guy just showed up and he's flexing his literal chakra power across the floor.
Unless it's our boy Kakashi, everybody knows him.
He's
Yeah.
the best.
Yeah.
And that was a hype beast.
That's the
fight.
copy
But he
ninja.
fucking fell, and he was never a bad fucking ninja for the entire
No, he
thing.
was fantastic. I
Because
love
as soon as we got
Kakashi.
Hitsugai's Bankai, it's like, well, you're fucking shit for the rest of the show.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
They
So-
did that with Byakuya.
Byakuya is actually still fucking good.
He's still good,
yeah.
but I agree with Sam that he should have died.
That will never be disagreed with at this point. I
Yeah.
just, yeah. I would be disappointed. Okay, if I'm another captain, Hitsugaya is Reigai, and I see Byakuya come up, and it's like, oh, he's going to be a tough opponent. And all Byakuya is doing is like, okay, let's fight. Just straight face the whole time. Doesn't matter. The only time I see him is like when he possibly could maybe have lost. And then he doesn't because he's Byakuya. I would be shitting literal fucking bricks. The same as when I'm
He's a stone cold killer.
Yeah, he's just like he already knows he won this fight.
Yeah.
And it's the same as when fucking Chad and Renji facing off against Renji Reigai. It's like, okay, Chad just blocked my fucking more strong version of the cannon beam. It's like, oh, I should be really worried about this guy being able to do that shit, right? Like, that's not cool.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. We talked about it last episode too, where it's just like the writing is just like a fucking stale. It's just like it's so boring.
And the power scaling's wonky.
There's not even like cool little quips going back and forth. It's just boring.
I feel like the Kenpachi fight was a soundboard.
Yeah,
it was
so
sad.
boring. It's like they should have been doing awesome quips, but it's like they made one Kenpachi nervous and they made the other Kenpachi nervous.
They
It's like,
did,
what
right?
the hell is that?
Yeah, it
Copy
was
and paste, dude.
stupid.
Yeah, it's so dumb. I'm really done talking about it. I don't want to talk anymore about this.
I'm
final
good with that,
episodes.
too.
I do have a final question. If you guys had to fight a slightly stronger version of yourself, do you think you would win?
Yes, I would.
How
No.
would you win, Jose?
Captain Insano shows the
You would
mercy.
assume that they are more aggressive than you. Okay, same rules apply. They're more aggressive.
Go for the eyes.
And they're slightly stronger. Well, they would go for the eyes.
No, they would go for other parts too. They go
Let
for
me
the
paint
neck.
a picture.
Mhm.
Okay. Well, one, I have like sadistic thoughts about being in a fight. So if I was in one and I have an aggressive version of me, I'm dead.
it's like you're like, oh, I can finally do this. The other one's like, go.
I'm doing it.
Josh is evil. Josh is gonna come up, punch him in the nose, and go for the clap the ears, and he's gonna be like, ah!
Slice the hands off because just in case I have fucking magic
course.
abilities
he has
at this point,
weapons
and I
now.
have to do fucking hand stuff. Two, I would think like I get my ass beat and I stand up like I'm gonna go plus ultra and then yell that and then fucking get glacked immediately after. That is my
So
scenario.
you would be kind of like in your idea, you would kind of be like what happened to Rukia, you know?
Yeah, I can see that.
and then my scheming ass is like, haha, dumb Reigai, you fucking idiot. I'm the real person. Of course I would win. Can
Well,
we talk-
except your Reigai would double tap you,
Yeah.
so you would be dead.
Yeah.
Like your Reigai would 100% double tap.
I
Josh
would-
was like, "Why does nobody double tap?" Josh's Reigai would 110% double tap. Josh,
and cut the hands off right
Josh
after.
would be
Yup.
fucking dead. It was like,
Josh wouldn't get beat up. He'd
Josh
just be
Reigai would
bloody.
kill me. He's like, well, Sam's fucking next. And it's just, Sam's in his sleep. I'm just going to be quiet.
Yeah.
And have the bat and the Bankai downstairs. He has no defenses.
yeah.
Just go to Jose's house, key his car real quick. The car alarm comes out and fucking snap his neck when he comes out.
Jose,
That's
how
it.
would your Reigai fight go?
We would start wrestling, and then once he couldn't beat me, we start throwing fists.
Okay.
I win.
At what point does your
He's
Reigai
slightly
realize
stronger than you.
he realizes Jose's got a bad shoulder, fucking punches that shoulder immediately. Jose's down for the count,
or
snaps his neck next
I'm
to his car.
just like what's his face, Alex Armstrong from Full Metal Alchemist. He has
Oh,
a
I thought you were one nut
dislocate-
dude.
No,
I'm
no,
sorry.
No. Dislocated shoulder. He pops it back into place.
Okay, while you're doing that, he pops the other shoulder out of place.
That's I can handle.
And now
pain.
you can't pop the other shoulder in, and yet now your mom's jacking you off, and that's a fucking story from a Reddit post, and we're just gonna cut that out.
Wow.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
what
no,
do we know?
he's dead.
So Jose,
We stalemate.
Jose starts fighting his Reigai. Jose, they're both getting fucked up.
Wait, am
Jose's
I
like,
allowed to use weapons?
Sure.
So is your Ray guy.
So yeah,
I might lose then.
Jose's
maybe, but
like,
maybe.
oh, perfect plan. I'm gonna jump out the window that I can apparently jump out. and-
Grab.
I can grab the tree
It's
branch.
like the
I
scene
can
from
do
the other
it.
guys at the beginning
Yeah.
where they're like, "You think we can make it?"
Yeah.
Fucking dies.
Base Jose runs to jump out a window, finds out you can't smash through windows that easily.
Oh,
better.
oh, I got it, Sam. So this is what's gonna happen. He's gonna chase me, being like, "What an idiot!"
Yeah.
Other me thinks he can make it, but
So maybe
real me
yeah.
is gonna hit, real me's gonna hit the window so hard and bounce off. He's gonna be like, oh no,
and he's gonna be going too fast because he's more aggressive.
Yeah, exactly.
And you will have both knocked out and stalemated.
No, because they're gonna start the fight, and he's like, just to
evil
establish
Josh
dominance.
comes and he can't realize which
Or-
is which and kills us both.
Or
because
maybe you hit the window, you crack it a little bit. He's going too fast, and then he goes out and
No,
he
you guys
dies.
have thought too far ahead. He's gonna literally show up and be like, Jose, I'm better than you, and to prove it, I'm going to jump and land on that tree, and then
Holy
immediately
shit.
die, and Jose gets out scot-free.
no, and this is what happens. I'll be like, I could make it, so I jump and maybe I break a leg.
So
or
Jose
something,
and Reigai die
but
suicide.
I land on him, so
yeah,
I'm
they
still
get
alive.
ready to fight. Reigai Jose, there's only one way to truly settle this: who can jump out the window, and they both start racing each other to see who can make it out the
The
window.
real Jose just takes
And
the
then
left side
after
that doesn't
that-
open up.
Jose makes it to the window first, bounces off. Second Jose, just a second behind, goes through the window and dies.
I'm so
and
concussed-
Jose's alive, knocked out on the second floor because he didn't go out the window.
And then I'm concussed, and then Ray Guy Josh comes over. And he's like, "Sorry, I can't tell which one of you guys is you." So
Takes out both Ray guys.
Yeah.
It's done.
Yeah, I'm sadistic. What's your Reigai doing?
We're probably chilling. I don't want to fight.
Sam's guy's like,
We're.
"I bet I'm better you."
It's like that
No,
one-
no, they're gonna fight during Smash. They're gonna play this.
Josh comes over. Hey, what you guys? Oh.
Oh, no. It's gonna be it's gonna be classic Shunsui versus Stark, and it's gonna be like, remember that fight that was
Yeah.
bullshit, right?
Yeah.
Mate, I'm really mad about that
Yeah.
too. Let's go play Smash,
Yeah.
and then just hang out, and
Yeah,
then,
yeah,
then
it's like, isn't that a bullshit thing? It's like they should have just chilled out. I fucking agree. It's like he would be more aggressive than me. You know?
and this is why we prove Sam's a narcissist.
Yeah, we just be hanging out like, oh, this is great. It's like I've always wanted to play Counter-Strike with a team of me. This is
Oh
great.
my God.
This is great.
And somehow you're the one that gets the multiple fucking Reigai.
Yeah.
You just hear, "Hello, Sam. What the fuck are you doing?"
Yeah,
And,
I'm
"Oh,
the
where's my
Momo. I
team?"
have multiple.
And we have now achieved perfect live stream all the
Oh,
time,
no.
24/7, because Sam just taps himself out. I
Hey,
slept
man,
for 12 hours.
He's like, "Did you drink your energy drink? Your strawberry
Yeah.
kiwi?" "Yes, I did. I'm in."
Like, let me set up that subscribe and save on Amazon.
How
so
many
yeah.
do you need, by the way? How many Reigai do you need? I would say 2, so
I'd
3
say-
total.
Yeah,
One goes to work.
3 total with me because then I can play Apex by myself.
One
That'd be great.
I would say 1 goes to work, the other 2 works on the channel.
Yes.
And then
yes.
You only need
is thinking
sustenance
with
of cup of
portals.
ramen, so like you don't really need that big of a paycheck.
Because they would be more aggressive, so they'd be more amped to go do things.
Yes.
And I would hang out and do nothing.
Yeah, oh my god.
This
You
is
can
perfect.
Sit, you can sit down and watch all the anime
did-
you want.
Yeah.
How did I go from murdering the whole
This is perfect.
It's just me competing against myself the whole time.
and then my Reigai's gonna get irate that Sam got the perfect fucking and kill all 3 of you.
It's like, hey, what's up, dude?
But
He's like-
but see, I don't know if Reigai Josh could take on 3 of you because you're taller and
Yeah,
older than
yeah,
me, and you
yeah.
immediately win all.
Can you imagine the flurry of fists and kicks that are gonna
Have
come
you
at
guys
Ray
seen
Guy
both-
Josh?
Have you guys both seen The Boys season 2?
Yeah.
I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Never mind. I don't want to talk about
Yeah,
it.
there's a part where somebody gets jumped. It'd be like
Yeah, I know what you're talking
It'd be
about.
like
we
that.
were just watching it at work.
it would be like that.
Oh god, is that?
Josh would walk up. I go, "Hey Google, play 99 Left Balloons," and then I would start feeding the
Na,
shit
na,
out.
na,
No, it'd be all
Nah,
3
nah.
of you saying that at the same time.
Yeah,
Oh.
it would be great.
How did we save this podcast? Because it was going downhill so
That's
quick.
okay.
We were done.
So tell us what your Ray Guy would do.
Oh,
Yeah, because I feel like they haven't done it in the anime. Just to wrap this back around, I feel like it should be some sort of like, if you want to beat your own Ray guy, you need to pull out some sort of a trick, right?
yeah.
like
but
that-
you know all your own tricks.
But
because
they
you're the
haven't
Ray guy.
done that. It's like there's not
Yeah,
been a single
there's
one.
no plus ultra.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't even talk about it, but fuck one of the other
Yeah.
animes we like.
There's no just like, they haven't done a trick. They haven't done something
No.
sneaky. They've just straight won. Like
Yes.
the Nemu fight, like just a really
Yeah,
quick
Bae
rapid and
just
nice little
killed
bow. Nemu just stabbed herself.
Yeah,
Like,
and
that
you
was it.
thought, oh, that was very aggressive, and
Yeah.
then you realize, oh, it's the fucking Ray
Yeah.
Guy version. Well, we forgot Nemu's a fucking class
Like
A
it would have been
beast.
so much more
Love
funny
her.
to see like the other things they were doing, or
Yeah.
like creative solutions, or like, you know, the Kiraku meeting the other Kiraku and was like, "Hey, what's up?
Yeah.
Hey, what's up? I was just chilling."
Or Shue fucking meeting Rangiku and having a nosebleed. Like
Yeah.
that would have been funny.
Yeah.
I don't, just
Yeah.
something.
just
build off
something
that shit.
creative, or like, I think even the matchups so far have been boring. Like
They
they've
have
just
been.
been
Yeah,
like boring.
they very much
matchups.
have.
And
Dude,
it's
we literally only got one decent-ish fight, and they
Yeah.
gave it to us for 5 seconds, which was Yamamoto versus the other
Yeah.
2, and we
Yeah.
get Shunsui juked into a mountain.
Yeah, that
and
was
we're
great.
like, okay, well, that's
That
the
was
end of
great.
that.
Yep. So I think it could be better. Yeah, definitely let us know how you would defeat a stronger version of yourself. Okay, remember, it's more aggressive and
Yes.
it's slightly stronger, right?
So any inhibition you have is thrown out the
and
door.
they save all of your like basically personalities and everything.
Yeah.
okay?
Oh my
supposedly. You know, it seems like it's a 50-50
Yeah,
shot
yeah.
on that. but it's supposedly supposed to be you.
They lack your conviction, maybe.
Yeah,
I
don't
maybe a
fucking
little bit.
know.
I don't know.
It's weird. So let us know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching. Hopefully this art goes so much uphill. I would really appreciate that because I don't know if I can make it.
This
so.
is like watching JoJo.
Yeah. So okay. Wow.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So be sure to leave a like and subscribe. I don't know if you will after hearing that comment. And then if you're listening, be sure to give us a nice review. Tell your friends about it. And let us know what you guys think of the Reigai arc because, man, we will see you guys next time. Thanks for watching.
Big rip.
We did say last time it was gonna be shit, right? Like it was an Occam, or it was on the razor's edge. It was in the precipice world. If you